we need backup.
Wonderdog! Wonderdog!
Hey everyone, Rascal here.
And Mama, welcome to our channel, Paws On Animation.
And today we are covering the superhero movie, believe it or not, Charlie the Wonderdog.
Woohoo! So, Rascal found this movie, and it follows a family dog named Charlie who ends up getting abducted by aliens. He's the animal Elio, and accidentally given superpowers. Not like Elio.
Right.
It definitely sounds like something out of a comic book. But
before we start, be sure to like, comment, and click the notification button for future podcasts and little pause videos.
and subscribe. And
Yes.
thank you so much for joining us today and subscribing and sharing our videos, commenting everything you do specials. We appreciate you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yes.
So yes, Rascal told me about this movie. I didn't know anything about it, didn't know it was coming out. And she said, we got to see it. So we saw it.
Mm-hmm.
And the first thing that struck me as familiar was, I said, hey, Owen Wilson was in that. And I keep calling it Underground or Basement. What was the name of the superhero one?
Secret Headquarters.
Secret Headquarters on Nickelodeon. We've done a podcast on it. It should be coming up right now. You can check it out. And we said that was a shout out because in the movie he goes down into a basement for his headquarters.
Yes, which I thought was pretty cool. So for this might explain, found about it because of a trailer that was released before the movie came out. And I thought it wasn't going to be that great, but the trailer actually made it look interesting. And when you get to the movie itself, one thing that really stands out so far from Viva Kids films is that the animation actually looks really, really good, especially when you get to a lot of action scenes. The character designs are kind of hit or miss depending on how you see them, but it looks like they put a lot of money into the animation itself to make it really look colorful and stand out. Now, for the story itself, it was actually a little different than what the trailer had and what the description has. Yes, he gets abducted by aliens and given the powers, but they actually give you about the first 15 to 20 minutes setting up how it happens. And they show an alien accidentally going to Earth, then you find out it's connected later. You see Andy as a little baby, really, getting Charlie as a puppy, and you see them grow up together. And you see him as a kid, and Charlie's gotten a little older, and they're playing superhero. And at the same time, I'll just show you this mean neighbor cat, which, you know, you gotta have a dog, but you gotta have an evil cat.
Right.
And how he just lives, he just lives to just mess with him and just be mean. And they start showing you that more years has gone by, and he's probably about 13, I think, 13 or 14. And you also see Charlie has gotten older, and he looks really different what you see in the rest of the movie. He's actually a little bigger, he looks tired, he's heavy, you can tell that he's much older, which was actually something different for a dog movie. Usually I always have them as puppies or they're really young.
Right.
This was the first time we see the dog and the kid age together, and he was noticing that he was slowing down a lot.
And it was wonderful. So those of you not familiar with Charlie the Wonderdog, it's a 2025 Canadian animated superhero comedy film. Yes, it does have funny parts.
Yes,
and they are really funny.
Despite how it sounds, yes.
So it was directed, produced, and written by Shay Wageman. And Rascal told you about the plot of the movie. It was written by Steve Ball and Raul Inglis. It stars Owen Wilson, Dawson Littman, and Rory McDonald. So Owen Wilson was the star. He's
yes,
the only one
because
you actually
Owen
know.
Wilson is Charlie. Like, okay, here we go.
It had music specifically for the movie by Petteri Juhani Sayano, and it was produced by Centurion Pictures and Icon Creative Studio. It runs 92 minutes. It was originally released in October in Poland.
Yeah,
and it didn't in 2025, and it didn't get to us until January of this year.
Wonder why they decided to take a while.
It had a budget of $20 million, and it earned, unfortunately, only a little over $6 million at the box office. Distributed by Cineplex Pictures.
Okay. Yeah, and I think because a lot of people thought, looking at it, was just going to be bargain bin movie because of the premise and everything. And it does have some problems, but nothing extreme where you call one of the worst movies you've ever seen. I think that'd be too harsh.
That would be Snow White, live action.
Right. So what we were explaining earlier is that Charlie is actually older physically, and you see he can't run around, he can't play, he really just has to stay outside a lot.
And they give you the impression that it's going to be his time to go.
Yeah.
And so when these events happen, you're actually happy because you're like, okay, this probably means he's going to get to stay. Hooray.
Yes.
You're excited that aliens come and take him because you know it's going to mean something good for this dog.
Right.
And he's being such a loyal dog.
Yes.
Such a sweet dog. And what I really do like about this movie is that both the little boy,
I think his name's Andy, right?
Danny. And Charlie are both likable characters.
Yes.
You don't like one and not the other. They're both likable, and they really convey the relationship between the two, as you said, showing them both being babies and both getting older. But the way that it's done is so brilliantly done. Mm-hmm. It's like a little montage that takes place at the beginning, and you see them progressively getting older. And you love what you're seeing because they get closer and closer, and Charlie remains ever faithful.
Right.
That's one of the best things that's in this movie.
Absolutely. The way it's set up is fantastic. And after you see all the weird events that happen with the aliens, both the dog and the cat that gets taken up with them, both get powers and the ability to speak. And then here's what's really interesting before it gets to the main chunk of the movie that we had more to say. Is that because of how they were raised by their owners, they came out different ways and different ideals. Mm-hmm. Charlie wanted to be a superhero because he plays superhero with his kid his whole life. So it's like now he can get to be it for real. And then you have the cat who's called Putty the Cat.
Putty.
I thought I saw Putty the Cat.
Yes. He's definitely a Looney Tunes shout out.
Right. So his owner wasn't mean, but he had such horrible living conditions, he became really bitter and angry. And his outlook was that he became a villain. Now he had the power to do what he wanted and take over or just run rampant. And I thought it was a great idea. They were not human kids, but they were animals that were affected by how they were raised by their owners and their conditions, and it shaped them being the hero and the villain. It was fantastic. Mm-hmm. Then we get to the part where Charlie becomes Wonderdog and starts his heroic parts. And this, unfortunately, is where the movie sort of split on what it wants to be. Mm-hmm. One part wants to be a Superman homage or parody with Charlie. Even the point where they reference James Gunn's Superman movie then, so it's very recent. But then halfway through, he stops being around. What's the kid's name again? Danny. Thank you. It's not Andy. I keep thinking Andy. He stopped being around Dandy for a big chunk of the movie. And the way the trailer set it up is that he and Putty the cat were going to have this battle like Dogman. But he's actually in the background for majority of the film. Mm-hmm. And Wonderdog's just doing all the basic superhero stuff. He even gets a sponsorship by the President of the United States. And For You Ask is made in Canada, so they gotta put the flag everywhere to convince you it's America. And you see he's getting overrun by all the publicity and everything and not spending time with him. And I felt like that's where the movie sort of started to miss a few marks. Mm-hmm. Because they have a point in here where Putty frames him for stealing some diamond. They put him in court, and it's so obvious that it's fake footage that you even see his face, but the stupid humans say he did anyway, and they say he's a bad guy now.
And now that we're talking about this, that reminds me actually, of the plot for the bad guys too.
Yes.
It really does.
Yes.
They're framed for stealing the diamond.
Yes.
Same thing here.
It's like, oh, it looks like they saw it and added in.
Yeah.
And then that's unfortunately the part of the movie where it becomes the least interesting, like it falls into tropes. We really thought it was going to be cats and dogs, but with superheroes like Dogman. And I think they missed the ball making that the whole movie. Mm-hmm. Because they don't go back to it until near the end, where he finally sees that the cat has powers and he faces off against him. And that became another best part of the movie. I think the whole movie should have been what they started with and what they ended with, mm-hmm. and put that in the middle instead of the framed.
Put it together.
Right. Put it together and make that the whole movie. And I think that would have helped it so much better because they had a fantastic setup, mm-hmm. and it felt like they had put a lot of thought into the setup. But then when they got the halfway point, mm-hmm. they didn't know where to go, and they started throwing in different tropes for the story. They get to the end, he's got to save the world. then it became the movie you wanted to see again.
Now Charlie becomes famous doing all this. We forgot to mention that.
Yes, he does.
And then at the end, they make you think that his power is going to be taken away and he's going to be unalived.
Right.
And I didn't like that part.
Right.
And then they bring the aliens, give him the powers back so that he can live longer.
Right.
That was unnecessary. They should just let him keep the powers.
All together. Yeah.
Exactly. You didn't have to bring back any more sad part in it. You already had that at the beginning. I think it was redundant and also not great for the viewers to bring it back. It was unnecessary.
Because it made you think there's going to be a sad ending because of that, because they're so used to seeing it in these other movies too.
So they could have done without that. But I think it's a fun movie. If you've never seen it, you should watch it. It's entertaining, it's fun, it's different. Voice cast is great. And the score, as I mentioned, was written by Cy Neal, but the music was actually written by Bryan Adams.
Really?
And if you are from the 90s, early 2000s, and you know the music, you know who Bryan Adams is.
Right.
And I was very stunned to see his name in the credits. So, as we mentioned, it came to us in 2026. And in November, that's because Viva Pictures acquired the U.S. film distribution rights to the film. So, on January 6th of 2025, the Cinema Management Group, who was supposed to handle the film's worldwide distribution, they unfortunately filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy.
Oh.
And that's why it took a while for us to get the movie here, because they didn't have anyone to handle it, and finally they gave the rights to someone to handle it, and we're so glad they did.
Right.
If you have not seen this movie, you should. It's fun. It hasn't gotten a lot of marketing. No one's really talked about it or attention.
Not much.
It's one of those little hidden gems where it's not something you're going to go, oh, it's the greatest movie ever, but you're going to go, this was a fun movie.
Right.
I really enjoyed this. This was a great idea. The performances were fun. The animation is good, and I'm going to remember I saw this movie.
Yes.
It won't be something you watch and then you forget about it.
Right.
You'll not only remember it, but you may also even be inspired not only by the relationship between Charlie and his boy Danny,
Right.
but also by Charlie himself, the way he's written. He's a very inspiring character.
Right. And let's see if they manage to do a sequel, even with under new management and people. Maybe they'll do a sequel and be able to do more storylines with the character.
Or even a series. Netflix series that they don't screw up would be good.
Yes.
So if you've seen Charlie the Wonderdog, let us know in the comments. Did you see it at the movie? Did you see it in America or Canada?
Right.
Let us know. And if you haven't seen it, we definitely recommend you watch it. I don't know if it's going to be on DVD. I don't know if it's going to be streaming somewhere permanently, but you can rent it on demand if you have it.
Right.
Then come back and tell us what you think.
And if you haven't already, subscribe for updates, weekly reviews for anime series, anime shows, and all things animation.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you so much. As always, you are special.
Thank you so much for watching Rascal Entertainment.
And I'm Mom Entertainment.
Have a fantastic day.
Peace.